So here we are looking at the Ride Saturday, which is kind of like an aggressive mountain freestyle ride. It used to have a setback. Now it's centered, and it's got that kind of hybrid camber thing where the rocker is really subtle. When you press down, you can kind of see the rocker lift up a little bit more. And when you look at it this way, it looks like there's a lot of rocker. It kind of tricks you, and then you lay it down flat on the table and the rocker's not there. It just doesn't seem like it's there as much. You press it down and you get a little more lift, but it's very subtle, and it seems to be that way across their line with almost all their rocker camber, their flat to rocker combinations. It seems to be a very mellow rise. You have that, and so they say a centered stance. It kind of threw us off in the review above because we thought it was the same as last year's ride, but it isn't. The Saturday now is a centered stance, so it's kind of like it's got the flex of a super aggressive mountain ride. Like more of a free ride flex, but it's in a twin. It's a twin directional twin. It's a very unique personality. I kind of wish they still had that 0.75 setback to make it kind of more of an all mountain board. But as you'll see shortly, there is a decent setback on board for a centered stance. So love the base because it's just the graphics are underneath. This what I believe is a centered base, and so if you have clear PTEX and a PTEX gun, you can fix this and make it look pretty good. Don't take a lighter to the clear PTEX. You'll get little black burnt flecks in it, and it won't be pretty. But when it comes to setback on board, you're looking at 19 inches centered. You can go pretty wide with using just a traditional binding. You can get up to 22, and then maybe even like closer to 23 if you have mini discs. But if you want to set it all the way back, the stance width is about 19 3/4 from what it seems like here. And that's with the traditional binding. It's the same with a mini disc, but further set back on board. And so you're looking at just about 19 3/4 back to the center one there, and then just about 17. Yeah, just about closer to 17.5 than 17.25, but a little less than 17.5. So you're looking at just a little more than 2.25 back on board, which isn't bad. You can get a little directional float if you need to, and it's not an asymmetrical twin like the OMG, so you can set it back, and it's not going to be as weird as you would like getting a little more directional off the heel side cut like you would with the OMG. This would be the better call if you want to do that. So you do get a little directional float. I didn't get to do an extended demo with the Saturday when it was had a 0.75 setback on board like it did last year. That would have been really cool because I think I like that better. But overall, I think sometimes, like to echo Steph's sentiments above, sometimes Ride kind of overdoes it with some of their boards in terms of dampness, and to some people who like kind of more poppy, playful board. But for those that want super stiff, super damp, and just the ability to kind of hammer through everything and just really bomb it, Ride does straight lining better than almost every company out there, and that's because they just make it so damp. So this is now kind of like a twin, I think, or at least a centered stance, kind of, aggressive mountain freestyle ride. So that's really what it was best for, is straight lining. And with the centered stance, we would have liked a little more setback on board, and the 0.75 setback, that would be better. But all in all, you know, if you want a super aggressive, super mean, centered stance, mountain freestyle, you know, aggressive mountain freestyle ride, and you just like to go straight, regular and switch, you have the Saturday.